What if I told you your life isn't a numbers game, it's a book? Not every chapter is exciting. Not every chapter makes sense while you're in it. Some chapters feel slow, some chapters feel heavy. Some feel like nothing's happening at all, but that doesn't mean the story is over. Some of you are in a chapter where you feel lost and you're calling it normal. But feeling lost doesn't mean you're failing. It usually means you've outgrown the old version of you. Most people quit because they judge the entire book based off one bad chapter. They close it way too early. They walk away before the story has a chance to unfold. So the real question is, are you man enough to stay in a chapter you don't like? Are you man enough to stay disciplined when no one's watching? When it's boring, when it's quiet, when you don't feel inspired? To keep showing up when pages feel repetitive, when the plot isn't moving, when it feels dark, cold, quiet, and unrewarding? Because growth doesn't happen in the highlighted chapters. Growth happens when you do the right things before you feel like it. It happens in the one no one wants to read. But if you keep turning the page, if you don't walk away mid-story, you will eventually reach a chapter that makes all the early ones make sense. And this is why purpose matters, because purpose gives meaning to hard chapters. When you know why you're doing it, you stop needing constant motivation. So before we go any further in this video, we're going to do something different. Not just listen, not just feel inspired. We're going to be intentional, because this is going to be one of the most valuable videos you're going to watch. But it only works if you take action. I want you to pause and do this right now. Grab a journal, open your notes app on your phone. Please don't skip this part. This is you writing your next chapter on finding your purpose. I want you to answer these 3 questions. What chapter am I in right now? I want you to be honest. What does your daily life actually look like right now? Number 2, what's the pain I'm ignoring? What is the thing that keeps getting you distracted? And number 3, if my life stayed exactly the same for the next 5 years, what would it cost me? I want you to write your answers. Don't keep them in your mind, don't keep them in your head. Put pen to paper, because now we're going to visualize your new identity. I want you to visualize what your life will look like in 6 months from now if you actually commit. What does your daily routine look like? What does your body look like? What does your bank account look like? What does your confidence look like? I want this to be written in detail, because when the vision is clear, the next steps get clearer. This is your anchor for the hard chapters, so you don't quit when it's quiet. Think about creating a GTA character, 2K character, but instead of building a virtual character, you're building your identity in real life. That's what I want you to understand. Give this character a name, give this new identity attributes, equip your identity, equip your character after watching this video with the right attributes, with the right skills, the right mindset, the right visualization, because identity is built under pressure. Because it's easy to stay committed when you're in a good chapter, when the momentum's there, when the attention is there, when the money's coming in, people start recognizing your name. That's the easy part. The hard part is staying committed when nobody believes in you yet, not even you sometimes. But that chapter defines you. That's the chapter where there's no applause, no proof yet, no guarantee that it's going to work. And that's the chapter most people are walking away from. And it's also the chapter where identity is found, because identity is built under pressure. You don't become a new man when life gets easier. You become a new man when you refuse to go back to the old you, because purpose isn't found when life is easy. Purpose is found when you decide who you're going to be before the results actually show up. This is where everything shifts, not outside of you, but in your head. Your mindset isn't just important, it's the foundation of every chapter that comes next. And the moment your standards rise, your entire life starts changing. You stop chasing comfort, you stop numbing yourself, you stop living for the weekend. And that's what I want you to understand about this video. It's not motivation, it's not hype, it's not shortcuts. It's about building a person you respect, a person with purpose, a person with identity, a person who can lead themselves. It's about helping you close the chapter you're in right now properly and begin writing the next one with intention. High ticket sales isn't just a skill, it's a vehicle that allows you to step into a new identity, one built on communication, confidence, discipline, and values. Because high ticket sales forces you to grow as a person. It forces you to master your emotions, master your habits, master your communication, and master consistency. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I transitioned from being a broke warehouse worker, stacking pallets, unloading containers in 30 to 40 degree heat, to building a 6-figure business in just 10 months and designing a life around freedom, family, and flexibility. Not because I was special, but because I finally stopped living life on autopilot and started living with intention. By the end of this video, you're not just going to understand how high ticket sales works, you're going to understand these 3 things. What chapter you're actually in right now, who you need to become moving forward, the exact system to start writing the new one. And I guarantee you will have a clear starting point, even if you feel lost right now, especially if you feel lost right now. This isn't about changing your circumstances first, it's about changing your identity and letting the results catch up. Let's find your purpose, build your identity, and start writing a story you're proud of. Now let's make this practical. Identity isn't a quote. Identity is a set of standards you live by. So I want you to get your journal out again, open your notes app and write this down. Choose one identity you're stepping into: the provider, the disciplined one, the leader. Then write 5 lines that start with: example, I'm the type of man or woman who keeps promises to him or herself. I'm the type of man or woman who does reps even when he or she doesn't feel like it. Now pick 3 daily actions that prove it. Not 20 actions, 3, because your identity is built on daily proof. The best advice I heard about achieving goals is never fixating on achieving a goal, but rather focus on your daily habits, daily actions that you're going to achieve your goal. That is the only thing you can actually control. And here's the commitment I want from you before we even start. Don't binge this video like entertainment. Treat it like a training. Set that standard in this video. 1 chapter at a time, 1 action at a time, 1 day at a time, because this is your journey. And your next chapter is built the same way anything real is built, rep by rep. Keep your faith strong, your vision clear, and your actions consistent. For context, my name is Nelson Misiloy. Before the business, before the freedom, before the results, I was working inside a warehouse. Long shifts, rainy days, repetitive work, standing next to a man twice my age, doing the same job, getting the same pay. I want to be clear about something. I got nothing but respect for honest work. There's dignity in showing up and providing, but there's also danger living a life that you didn't choose. At some point, I realized this chapter wasn't building my future. It was just repeating itself. Every day felt the same routine, same ceiling, same version of myself. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't just a job. It was an identity I had accepted without ever choosing. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't broken. I wasn't unlucky. I was just living a chapter that had just run its course. And the scariest part isn't the warehouse. It's staying the same for the next 5, 10, 15 years. The problem is most people stay there, not because they want to, but because they don't know how to turn the page. And that's where purpose comes in. Purpose isn't about finding the perfect passion. It's about choosing a direction and committing to the person you are becoming to move forward. Purpose is what makes pain meaningful. Purpose is what keeps you going when you're not motivated. Purpose is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. For me, that direction was helping people. That direction was helping people go from where they are right now to where they want to be. That vehicle was high ticket sales. Not because it was flashy, not because it was easy, but because it forced me to rebuild my identity. It taught me how to communicate, how to take responsibility, how to create value, and how to get paid in direct portion to the person I was becoming. And that's when this quote became real. Your income will never exceed your own personal development. It was the vehicle that allowed me to close that chapter and begin writing the next one intentionally. And if you're watching this right now, there's a good chance you're not here by accident. You might be in a chapter that feels familiar, but uncomfortable, stable, but unfulfilling. This video exists because I was once there too. And what I needed back then wasn't motivation, it was a framework, a way to understand where I was, who I needed to become, how to move forward without burning everything down. And that's what I'm going to walk you through step by step. We're going to find your purpose. We're going to build your identity. We're going to give you a real starting point in high ticket sales so you can begin writing the next chapter intentionally. So pause right here for a second. Look at what you wrote on your notes. That's not just journaling. That's you deciding the chapter you're done living and the chapter you're committing to writing next. Now here's where this becomes real, because purpose without a vehicle is just a dream. Identity without a system is just a mindset. A vision without a daily action plan is just imagination. And God doesn't call you without giving you a path to walk it. You don't change your life by hoping harder. You change your life by putting yourself in an environment that forces yourself to grow. This is the moment where belief turns into obedience. When who you say finally matches what you do every day. That's where high ticket sales comes in. And the very first door into this world is something called appointment setting. Welcome to chapter 4. This is where everything stops being motivation and becomes movement. Up until now, we've talked about vision, mindset, identity, and who you're becoming. But like I said, identity without action is just imagination. I want you to understand that sales is not about pressure. It's not manipulation, and it's definitely not reading scripts like iRobot. Real sales is about trust. It's about understanding people. It's about guiding someone towards a decision that genuinely serves their future. An appointment setting isn't just a skill, it's a responsibility. You're stepping into conversations with people who are searching for direction, tired of staying the same, praying for a door to open. And God is placing you in the path for a reason. This module is not just how to make money online. It's a first particular chapter of the person you said you want to become. Foundations determine how high a building can rise, and appointment setting is that foundation. What appointment setting actually is, at its simple level, appointment setting is booking a calls for a business owner who sells a high ticket offer. You're not a closer, you're not the decision maker, you are the connector. You take someone from interest, conversation, to call, to decision. Most high ticket sales businesses, coaches, consultants, creators, and mentors, they don't have the time and day to be in their DMs all day. They need someone who can talk to prospects, understand their situation, see if they fit, and then book them onto a call. That person could be you. When a business sells $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 offer, they don't need more followers. They need more conversations. As a setter, you typically earn 5 to 10% commissions per deal. One book conversation could give you $250 to $500 a day. But understand this clearly. Your job is not to sell. Your job is to qualify and connect. Think of it like this. You're not pushing someone through a door. You're inviting them in to walk through it. Without appointment setting, calls don't happen, closes can't close, businesses don't grow. This is like the base layer of entry in sales houses. Now, most people see appointment setting as a side hustle, and that's why most people stay average. Setting isn't something you do. It's someone you become. You become calm under pressure, clear in communication, confident with strangers. You become the bridge between someone who is and who they're meant to be. That's not just a job, that's our identity. It doesn't require confidence, it builds confidence. It doesn't require clarity, it creates clarity. And that's the bridge between I want more and I'm becoming more. Now, by far, this is the easiest and fastest pathway online. Out of every online model, e-commerce, trading, agencies, affiliate marketing, appointment setting has the lowest barrier to entry, the fastest time to income, no fulfillment headaches, no ad spend, and no product creation. You're already on your phone for hours. Setting just turns conversations into income. Trading can take years. E-com can burn thousands of dollars. Agencies require complex skills. Setting can pay you within weeks. I personally started here. This was the vehicle that took me from broke to eventually over $100,000 in 10 months. Not because I was special, but because the model is simple. And this is how conversations actually work. Real setting isn't pitching, it's understanding. You ask questions like this: what are you doing right now? Where do you want to be? What's stopping you? And have you tried before? As they answer questions, something powerful happens. They see the gap between their current life and the life they want. That creates urgency, and that urgency is real. Booking the call becomes natural. I've seen $3,000 deals, $5,000 deals, $10,000 deals, not because someone was good at sales, but because they just listened. And listening is what leaders do. This is how I'd find an opportunity. Opportunities aren't hidden, they're everywhere. Right now on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, you can find coaches, mentors, fitness brands, business educators. They all have DM me, book a call, apply here. That means one thing: they need setters. So step one would be to choose a niche that you actually care about. Fitness, business, mindset, relationships, finance. When you care about the mission, your work becomes meaningful, not just money. So then you follow them, study their offer, engage with content. Nobody hires a stranger. They hire someone who feels familiar. Don't beg for a role, always lead with value. Most people ask for jobs. Winners show up as a solution. I want you to understand that your profile is your resume. Like I said, nobody hires a random. So your Instagram is your best resume that you have in today's day and age. If your page is chaos, partying, no direction, no one trusts you with their business. But when your page reflects discipline, growth, vision, faith, consistency, you become hireable before you even speak. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. This is the mindset I want you to have. You will hear no's, you will get no's, you will get rejection, you'll be ignored, you'll feel awkward. That's part of identity training. God uses simple conversations to open up life-changing doors. You're not annoying people, you are offering direction to people praying for help. Like I said, you're the bridge. You're the person that you want to become. You are that connector. Now, the skills you actually need really only require communication, empathy, consistency, and basic sales structure. No degree, no qualifications, no fulfillment, just conversations. You extract 4 things: where they are, where they want to be, what's stopping them, if they're serious about change. If yes, book the call. That's it. Money will come through. Setting is not the final destination. It's part of the book. It's not the end of it. This is how a path would look: appointment setter, closer, team leader, offer owner, personal brand. Setting gets you out of survival into the game, around winners, and learning high income skills. Momentum just builds belief. Belief builds identity. Identity changes destiny. I want you to understand that appointment setting is not about money. It's about becoming the type of person that you want to become. The person that starts conversations, carry responsibilities, hold confidence, and serve others. This is where communication equals commitments, trust equals transformation, identity equals income. We're just getting started in your book, The New You. Now this is the transition from being a setter to a remote closer. This next chapter is remote closing. Think of it like this again. Setting is the first door. Closing is the room behind it where the real transformation begins. As a closer, you're not booking calls, you guide the decision. You help people see the value in themselves and the solution you're presenting. But here's the truth that most people don't understand. High ticket closing isn't about being pushy. It's about serving with authority. You're not just selling a product, you're solving a problem. You're guiding someone from confusion to clarity, from frustration to hope, from stagnation to progress. This requires shift in identity, from follower to leader, from observer to problem solver, from I hope I can to I know I can. It also requires structure. Without a framework, even the most confident people I know struggle. So this is the mindset you need to adapt. It's what separates the amateurs from the pros. You must believe in the offer and believe in the person on the other side of the call. Remember Proverbs 16:3, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. When you step on a call, it's not about closing the sale. It's about walking someone through a process that's already worked. You stay calm under pressure. You guide with confidence. You don't manipulate. You're not manipulating anyone, you're serving people. And here are the core steps of remote closing. There are 3 foundational steps every closer must master. Step 1, connection. Building rapport, understanding their story, pain, and goals. Make them feel heard. Something I learned in psychology is you want to make your person feel heard. You want them to feel everything that they're saying, you hear it. Step 2, qualifying. Make sure that this person is a good fit for the offer. Determine urgency, budget, and readiness. This isn't rejection, it's alignment. Step 3, present and guide. Show them how your offer solves their problem. Plant a vision for them. In 6 months' time, this is what your life is going to look like if we do X, Y, and Z. Invite them to take that next step with clarity and confidence. Notice something. A closer isn't convincing anyone. They're revealing what already exists. The gap between where someone is and where someone wants to be. Now, objection handling is simple. Objections are natural and they're going to happen. Every single high ticket offer has them. The secret though isn't memorizing every single script. It's understanding why objections actually exist. Fear, reason, reassure with clarity. Price, emphasize the value, results, and not the costs. Timing, future pace them to see what happens if they delay. Every objection is an opportunity to reframe your values and theirs. Here's a hack that I wish I knew when it came to objection handling. Every objection can be handled before the call even starts. If you get I need to think about it objection, they probably weren't clear on the pathway that they were given. So you need to make sure that they know what they're getting into before the call, whether that's with a VSL, whether that's a sort of video that makes them understand everything step by step. They need to talk to their partner. Make sure that the partner is on the call before it even happens. This way you're preventing that from happening again. Price is too high. Let them know what you've been doing in the past. It's obviously led you to the position you're in today. So if we keep doing that, are we going to get a different result or the same result we've done for the past 6 months? Now, your identity as a closer. Closers aren't born. They aren't born with this magic skill, with this magic touch. They're made. Every time you step on a call, you practice leadership. You practice empathy. You practice discipline. This is why high ticket closing is much more than income. It's a personal transformation machine. The person who can guide confidently on a $5,000 to $10,000 call would naturally level up in every other area in their life. Here's an example of someone inside who's done exactly that. This is my guy, Wayne. He's gone from a construction and warehouse background and is now a full-time sales coach. Now, the number one thing he discussed is talking about his personal development and how sales in itself is a marathon and how he's able to work on himself personally. He's lost over 20 kgs. He's had his best months. He's in the best physical, financial, spiritual, every shape of life is at its peak right now. The number one reason for that was because he worked on his personal development. But that's the thing about sales that it teaches. He's gone from losing 20 kgs leaving his construction warehouse job to now being a full-time sales coach with someone who had no experience or knowledge beforehand, which goes to show anyone can really do this. He's a prime example of what is possible out there when you're able to put your mind towards something, when you're able to be surrounded with the right people. And that's why I work really closely with Wayne. I'm able to help him get the results that he wanted by losing 20 kgs, being a sales coach, being able to travel, being able to be in the best shape, not just physically, but also mentally. Because leadership, confidence, and clarity are all transferable skills. Now in chapter 7, I want to talk about building a personal brand. Now you've seen how high ticket sales shapes your identity. Now let's talk about personal branding. This is where everything changed. This is the game changer. Income without a brand it's temporary. Influence plus sales equals long-term freedom. Your personal brand is the story people associate you with. It shows who you are, what you stand for, and the value you deliver. People hire you, trust you, and follow you not because of hype, but because of your brand. Singles competence, discipline, and authority. The core pillars to a strong brand, I believe, it needs to reflect these 4 things. Identity, showing the new version of yourself, not the old one, but also showing that transformation, showing who you used to be and who you are now. Number 2 is authority. Share results, wins, and proof of consistency. Number 3, vision. Give people a reason to follow your journey. I gained over 20,000 followers just from posting one video because I gave a reason to follow along a journey, follow along a destination that everyone wants to see. Number 4, storytelling. Your story is a bridge between where they are and where they want to be. When your brand aligns with your offer, you're not chasing clients, they just come to you. Now you need to create content that actually converts. Content is your brand amplifier. Share wins, even small ones. Like my guy Mitchell. He used to be a Sparky, now he's completely left that. He made $12,000 in a single month. In the first month of January, he's made $12,000. Or my guy Miller, who's able to make money just from sending messages and booking in calls. That's crazy. Here's a thing that most people won't even tell you. You need to share your struggles. People resonate with authenticity. Something I always do is share lessons I've learned. Value builds trust. Now, if you're a follower of Christ like myself, I would share faith-driven insights. Align your mission with your purpose. Now, I'm telling you now, you don't need thousands of followers to make real money. You just need clarity and consistency. This is the faith factor. Your faith is your anchor. Your brand isn't just about business, it's about legacy. Chapter 8 is about scaling your influence and your income. Once you built your brand, you've mastered sales. The next step is how to scale. Scaling isn't just making more money, it's more impact. You can scale by training setters, creating a team of people who can replicate your success. You can scale by scaling offers, packaging high ticket services. You can scale by leveraging content, turn social proof into leads automatically. And you can scale by automating systems. Make your business work even when you're not active. When you scale, your influence grows. Influence equals more opportunities equals more freedom. Now, the mental shift. Scaling isn't just logistics, it's mindset. You must shift from scarcity to abundance, ego to service, and self to team. The chapter you're writing now isn't about doing everything yourself, it's about building structures that multiply your impact. Chapter 9, your identity in action. Every high ticket sale, every appointment, every call, every piece of content is a proof of your new identity. You aren't the person who accepted average. You are disciplined, strategic, faith-driven, and action-orientated. Your income is just a byproduct of your identity. Now, daily habits that reinforce your identity, morning reflection and prayer, journaling wins and lessons, reading for growth, learning for growth, daily outreach and calls, tracking results and adjusting. These aren't optional. These are non-negotiables rituals of success. Chapter 10, the faith-driven purpose. Here's the secret most high-ticket sales videos won't tell you. If it isn't goal-driven, it won't sustain you. Your purpose fuels discipline. Your vision aligns action. Your faith carries you through rejection and fear. Colossians 3:23 says, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. Every call, every appointment, every action, do it for God first. Let Him handle the results. Your responsibility is obedience, consistency, and integrity. Chapter 11. Your next chapter starts now. You got the blueprint: identity, deciding who you're becoming; appointment setting, build skills, builds confidence, and builds the income; remote closing, you lead, guide, and scale results; personal brand, you multiply influence and impact; faith, anchor your work in purpose; daily actions, turn your identity into a habit. Now it's time to write your next chapter. Take it seriously. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. You are no longer the person that waits for opportunity. You are the person who creates opportunity. I'm going to tell you this now. Your next chapter isn't going to be easy, but it is simple. It will test you and challenge your identity. But remember, growth happens in the chapters nobody else wants to write. So I want you to start today. Make one call, send one DM, book one appointment, do one action your future self will thank you for. Because your next chapter isn't about luck. It's about discipline, identity, and purpose combined with action. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to review your journal, your new identity, your new vision, your new chapter. To take one actionable step today to becoming a high ticket setter or a high ticket closer. Commit to doing it daily for the next 30 days. I'll be opening up a few spots throughout the year to work with you closely. If you want to be able to do that, I'll be leaving a link in the description below to book in a call with the team. Now, we only take serious people. So if that's you, you've watched this whole video, you've wrote down on your journal, I want you to book that call in. If you need more extra guidance, I want you to message me on Instagram and saying what you found from this video, what you're going to do after you watch this video, and what actionable steps are you going to take. You're going to look back at 6 months from now and say, I'm not the same person I was before that video. And I want that to be the goal, because that is the real goal. Not just money, not just results, transformation. Your story starts now. Don't wait, turn the page. Like this video, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.